Hey guys, what's going on? Tenebris here. Welcome back to the channel. So, on June 23rd, 2020, Minecraft pushed Java Edition 1.16, or the Minecraft Nether update. This update added a bunch of new blocks, a bunch of new biomes, and a bunch of new items in the Minecraft Nether. And after this update was pushed, obviously Badline Client and Hypixel pushed their updates for Minecraft 1.16. So now you can join on Hypixel from 1.8 all the way to 1.16. And to most of everyone watching this seems like a good, positive change. Of course, Hypixel wants to bring in new players, the players that only play on the latest version, people will be able to join. And same for Badline Client, people will be able to play on Badline Client on the latest version. It seems like a really positive thing. However, with all things, there is a double-edged sword to this. Many people don't understand the insane heuristics of multi-version compatibility, especially on servers where it's incredibly important that the server updates to the latest Minecraft version as soon as possible. Even if the actual process of adding an additional version to your server to allow players to join on might be easy, dealing with the actual consequences and full compatibility is still elusive. For example, on higher versions of Minecraft, the protocol substantially shifts between different versions. For example, certain fly checks or certain speed checks might be completely incompatible with certain versions of Minecraft, but be extremely effective on others. Other examples include new client-to-server packets being added and removed, such as the flying packet, which is a position packet without an X, Y, or Z, or pitch and yaw update, being removed in plus 1.8 versions. And this is just one example of many of backwards and forwards compatibility not really lining up 100%, even though the versions are both allowed on the server. Now, what if I told you that on certain Minecraft versions, there's actually exploits you can use, which actually allow you to essentially cheat in the game? Oh my god, there's literally a version which has cheats in it built in. Oh my god, this is a huge issue. Hypixel now needs to block it. Okay guys, it's not that serious, but I'm going to talk about this pretty in depth, so I need to establish a bunch of things before I actually get into what exactly is the unfair advantage and what exactly is going on with this particular Minecraft version, which I'm going to talk about later in the video. Now, to begin, we need to talk about hitboxes. What exactly is a hitbox? Now, a hitbox is basically a box which exists around every single entity, which it shows the location, where if another player or another entity looks within and it was within the normal standard 3 blocks attack range from that hitbox, from the center of their ray trace, they're able to do damage. Essentially, a hitbox is basically where you can hit your opponent. Now, contrary to popular belief, hitboxes aren't actually shown with the F3 and B menu, and certain client mods, which actually purport to show hitboxes, actually show the other player's bounding box and not the hitbox. And you can actually test and prove this by pressing F3 and B and, jumping up and down to get crit particles to see if you're going to land a hit, and you can see that you can actually get an attack landing slightly outside the actual box which shows up when you press F3 and B, and that's because the white boxes around the player are the bounding boxes and not the hitboxes. Now, how much bigger is the hitbox than the bounding box? Well, the bounding box is a rectangular prism with the width and length being 0.6 blocks on each side and the height being 1.8 blocks high. Well, the hitbox is 0.1 blocks bigger than the bounding box on the X, Y, and Z, or width, length, and height dimension. This gives the hitbox, or the place where you can actually attack the enemy player, a 0.7 by 0.7 width and length, and a 1.9 height. And that is essentially the difference between a bounding box and a hitbox. However, we have not talked about and touched on collision boxes yet. Collision boxes are another type of box, quote unquote, basically a rectangular prism, which exists over every entity in Minecraft. Collision boxes are the same dimensions as the bounding box, meaning the 0.6 by 0.6 base and the 1.8 height. However, collision boxes deal with, for example, if you run up against the block, the collision box stops you from entering the block and prevents you from going inside walls and blocks and such in vanilla Minecraft. So, now with all of that explained, you might be like, Tenebris, why exactly are you telling us about all of this information? Well, that's because there's a specific version of Minecraft which has actually changed the dimensions of the collision box. Now, in this version, the collision box was expanded by 0.032, or about half a pixel in every direction, giving the collision box an actual dimension size of 0.632 by 0.632 on the base of the rectangular prism and 1.732 on the height. Now, you might be like, Tenebris, that doesn't seem like much of a difference. I highly doubt this is going to give much of an advantage. However, the advantage is absolutely significant. Now, you might be like, Tenebris, okay, we got a version of Minecraft which gives people an unfair advantage in-game. Please tell us the version. Well, the version of Minecraft is Minecraft version 1.8.1 pre-1. And now I'm going to talk about what you can do in this particular version, and then I'm going to talk about how to actually access it in the launcher. It turns out with this particular Minecraft version, you can do things like climbing up 10-block high walls. You can literally get false ban on most servers for flying. You can also basically bridge more effectively on this version. You basically have an unfair advantage when it comes to bridging. In a game mode like TNT Run, you can shift to the edge of a block and essentially stay in air indefinitely. And that's because on this particular version, the client basically thinks it's standing on a block, therefore not falling, but the server thinks that it's basically in air because the server expects the collision box to be 0.6 by 0.6, but it is in fact 0.632 by 0.632. Now, fortunately, Hypixels actually patched this, and it's not possible to do. However, if they had not patched this, it would be possible. And I'm sure on many other servers which have this game mode, it absolutely is. And in addition to everything I've already described, this version also allows you to essentially phase through corners of blocks. And once again, the version which has the bigger collision box and allows you to do all of these things is Minecraft version 1.8.1 pre-1. And you might be like, Tenebris, that doesn't seem like a normal thing. I don't seem to be able to access that in my launcher. Well, here's an actual tutorial on how to get the version in your launcher. Alright everyone, I'm going to show everyone how they can basically add this version to their launcher for anyone to actually play on it. So you're here in the play menu when you load up the Minecraft launcher, and obviously first you go to the installations page, and as you would normally add a version, you go up to the new section up here, and then you select the version that you want to select. And if you scroll down, you can see that the 1.8.1 pre-1 version is completely missing from this. There's literally no 1.8.1 pre-1. And you might be like, Tenebris, how do you get it? Well, you click cancel here, and you actually have to go up here and check snapshots and historical. Basically, these are versions that aren't usually listed on this section, but essentially when you check that, if you scroll all the way down, you can see all the pre-releases and the snapshot versions. So all the way down here, right down here, you can see the 1.8.1 pre-1 version right here. Then you just name it whatever you want, 1.8.1 pre-1, and you click create, and then obviously when you click play, you go and select that from your list of profiles. And that's pretty much how you play on the version. So yeah, this particular pre-release version, which is a version of Minecraft which is released before the main version is put out, it was released before 1.8.1, actually has a larger collision box than what is usually found in other versions of Minecraft 1.8. Now, what exactly does this larger collision box actually allow you to do? Now, as I've discussed before, it basically allows you to climb up a 10-block or basically infinitely high wall in Minecraft, and I'm going to show you a demonstration of that right now. Hey everyone, Tenny here. So we're here in-game on a test server, and I'm going to show you guys how you can essentially climb this wall in vanilla. You can also do some other crazy things I'm going to show later in the video, but I'm going to add some glass here, not because it's necessary, but because it will help me with my demonstration, so I can show you guys exactly what it is without messing up too many times. Anyway, we're going to go to survival mode now, because that's actually, like, it works in survival or creative. Just wanted to show you guys. So essentially, right now I'm on 1.8.9 Forge, just a regular 1.8 version with the normal collision box size. Everything's perfectly normal and everything. And basically for this, you're going to need two Minecrafts open. So you're going to need a Minecraft that is on 1.8.1 pre-1 and a Minecraft on a normal 1.8 version. So, step 1, 1.8.9, go up against a block, jump, and disconnect from the game. You have to disconnect at the perfect time for this to work. Now, you go on 1.8.1 pre-1 and join the server. Aha! I have now ascended this block, and I am now basically in a glitch location above the block below me. Now, in order to actually make this work, you essentially have to go into this block, because otherwise, if I just log on to 1.8.9 right now, I basically will fall. So I go on 1.8.1 pre-1, shift into the block, and leave at 1.8.1 pre-1. Then I go to 1.8.9, log back in, and now I'm at 1.8.9, but glitched like this. Now, the next step is obviously with this, I can actually shift along here. Also, if you're in the corner, you can kind of shift around the whole block, which is pretty interesting. All right, everyone. So I apologize if there's any background noise due to the weather. I can't really do anything about that. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so I'm up here on 1.8.9, and basically you do this and disconnect again. Then you log back onto 1.8.1 pre-1. And now, all of a sudden, I have ascended 2 blocks. I'm now 2 blocks above the ground. Now, you basically repeat the process. So, first step is, I'm actually going to show you guys this really quickly. You can also do this, by the way. Just, like, go around a whole block like this, in air, on 1.8.1 pre-1, basically, like that. Completely, like, legit. No hacks involved. You can just spider, basically. So, the next thing you do, obviously, is you go into the block like this. And when you're in the block sufficiently, you disconnect, and then you log back on 1.8.9. There we go. Now I'm on 1.8.9 and 2 blocks above the ground. Now I essentially do this, okay? I hope I got it here. Log back on 1.8.1. Yep, there we go. Now we're 3 blocks above the ground. 3 blocks, completely legit. So now we're going to go into the block here and disconnect, and then go back on 1.8.9. There we go. Okay, now we're 3 blocks above the ground on 1.8.9. Now, you have to basically do that. There we go. Boom. 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 We're now 4 blocks above the ground, and you basically repeat the process infinitely. So you can essentially climb an infinite high wall with this exploit. And it's completely in vanilla Minecraft. It's completely possible to do so. Okay, anyway, guys, I failed, obviously. This is pretty difficult to do consistently. However, it still is possible. Just to prove it, I'm going to get to the top of this, I promise. So we're on 1.8.1 pre-1. We're going to go into the block, then disconnect, and then switch to 1.8.9. And now I'm in the block on 1.8.9. It took a second for the server to load. You want to basically do that. There we go. It's called a head hitter timing. If people who watch this are playing, or parkour players, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now we have to basically go up 1 more block. And then we're actually going to be able to get to the top. So switch, 1.8.9. There we go. Okay, cool. And then like that, boom, boom. I think we got it. Now switch to 1.8.1 pre-1. Yep. Now we just jump up. Yeah, boys. We just climbed a, what is this? 7 block wall? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 block wall in vanilla Minecraft. All right, guys. So now with that explained, I'm going to show you some other cool things you can do with this version, actually. Okay. So if you have a setup like this, where you have fence gates, or you have these cobblestone walls, you can actually phase through these blocks, which will be quite the problem for HGF servers to deal with, I'm not going to lie, but, you know, they could obviously patch it with, like, an anti-phase or something. So basically, 1.8.9, you go to the corner of these blocks right here, then you disconnect, then you switch to 1.8.1 pre-1, and you basically walk right through the fence gates. Obviously, on 1.8.1 pre-1 by itself, you can't go through, and on 1.8.9, you can't go through either. The same principle is basically, it basically works for the cobblestone walls, except it's a little easier to go through than the fence gates. So, like, if you go cobblestone walls 1.8.9, disconnect, then switch to 1.8.1 pre-1, you can actually go through the cobblestone walls. So yeah, you can basically teleport through these, phase through these. You can climb up walls. You can do, you know, other crazy stuff, which, like this, basically. You can glitch in a wall, essentially, by doing this. And you can actually shift around this whole wall in air. You can actually do that at a high distance. Another thing you can do is if you're falling, like, for example, if you're falling, like, let's say that you're falling down a giant wall, right? There's like a giant wall of glass here or something, right? What you can do is, let's go into survival mode. All right, game mode 0. You basically run down the wall, then you disconnect, then you switch to 1.8.1 pre-1, and basically you are stuck in the wall. It completely stops your fall. It's essentially a no fall in a way, but in vanilla Minecraft. So yeah, that's pretty much how you use this when it comes to this type of exploit. It's pretty crazy. In addition to this Minecraft version also allows you to basically fly. If you shift at to the edge of a block and then look at your X coordinate or Z coordinate, depending on what corner of the block you're on, you can actually see that you're farther out on top of the block than what is possible in regular 1.8. Now, this actually has a few advantages to it. Well, and also disadvantages. First of all, you can actually get banned on many servers by shifting to the edge of a block on this particular version. Secondly, it actually allows you to bridge easier because you're able to walk farther off the block without falling off. You can basically walk 0.032 blocks farther off the block before falling off, meaning when you bridge, it's much easier to breezily bridge, much easier to, you know, super duper god bridge, insane, oh my god, clickbait, etc. It's a lot easier to do that on this particular version because the collision box has been expanded. So here's a demonstration of how it gives an advantage via bridging. Alright everyone, so we're here on 1.8.9. Now I have a macro set up only for testing purposes. Obviously, people who are much better at bridging than me can do this a lot easier. I'm basically going to try to God bridge this direction and then this direction, and we're going to see how far I get on each version. So on 1.8.9, if I line up my cursor right there, and then go back, you can see, oh, I'm setting off various checks, that's not good. But you can see I basically only went like, I don't know, 6 blocks backwards. Let me try it again on this direction. Right here. Yeah, once again, it's only like 6 or 7 blocks. Wait, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 blocks, right? And now I'm going to switch to 1.8.1 pre-1. Okay, so as you can see in 1.8.1 pre-1, I'm able to go a lot farther than I was able to go in 1.8.9. I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure how much farther it actually is. I haven't actually done this very many times, but as you can see, I just did like a huge God bridge, which I've actually never been able to do in 1.8.9. I'm going to try it again on 1.8.1 pre-1 and see what I get. Let me go back to survival mode. Alright, so line it up right there, and then go back. I'm probably going to fall soon. Oh, I'm going. Oh, okay. So as you can see, the God bridges are a lot bigger in this version. Like, even if I do the exact same, very careful lineup in 1.8.9, you can see I'll basically not go as far at all. Take a look at this, guys. So line up exactly where I need to go, right there. And then go back. And I've already fallen. So 1.8.9 here, 1.8.1 pre-1 over there. As you can see, there's a major difference between the two. Again, 1.8.9, line it up exactly right there, just like the 1.8.1 pre-1 version. Go back, and I've already fallen. And now I'm going to actually show 1.8.1 pre-1 again, just to hammer home the point one more time. Switch to 1.8.1 pre-1. There we go. And now if I go to the edge of a block here, I'm very careful about what I do here, so edge of a block and go back. You can see I've already beat the 1.8.9. I've already beat the 1.8.9. I've actually doubled it. I've doubled it on this direction and this direction. I'm able to go a lot farther while God bridging. This also helps with breezily bridging, obviously. Breezily bridging, you can go a lot farther off of a block without falling, so it's actually a big advantage when it comes to bridging, and people who use this version actually will have an unfair advantage in a way. If I try to breezily bridge here, obviously I'm not very good at it, but I'm using a macro to help. Usually I would have fallen by now, but as you can see, I can basically infinitely do it or do it for a very long distance with this particular version. Now if I went on 1.8.9 and tried the exact same thing, I probably would not have, or would basically not be able to go as far on 1.8.9 as I did on 1.8.1 pre-1. So this is 1.8.1 pre-1, and this is 1.8.9. Yeah, I've already fallen, so you can see the difference right there. Guys, you might be like, okay, well, I understand this whole concept, I get it, Tenebris. What exactly can servers do to try to curb this? Because, of course, when I upload this video, a ton of people are going to be going on servers and using 1.8.1 pre-1 and trying to get false ban, etc. Well, there's unfortunately not much servers can do in terms of actually blocking this version from joining the game. For example, the MC brand packet, which is generally the packet that is sent to the server when a client joins, is identical to the 1.8 packet. So basically, there's no way to actually prevent a 1.8.1 pre-1 user from joining your server. However, the climbing up a 10 block wall can be prevented with an anti-cheat or detected with an anti-cheat. And in terms of the false bans, you could probably incorporate a larger collision box into your fly check in order to prevent false bans. However, it's not entirely necessary. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole deal right now with 1.8.1 pre-1. Hypixel can't really do anything to stop it. It's not going to affect too much on Hypixel, but once again, it allows people to bridge easier. You can climb up these like big walls by exploiting the collision box size and all this other stuff. But yeah, there's not much Hypixel can do about it except for incorporate the extra or the larger collision box into their anti-cheat for players on the MC version of 1.8. But that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, if you have any other suggestions, if you have anything that you want me to talk about, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.